10 habits to increase your revenue by 20% and get you shredded by early summer. Let's do this. Really excited to share this with you. This is one of our most popular infographics on social media, LinkedIn, IG, Facebook. Make sure that you are following Chase Jackson Peak Performance there. And do me a favor, shoot me a follow here if you are an entrepreneur looking to increase your revenue, get shredded, and develop a world-class mindset. My name is Chase Jackson. I am a peak performance coach, and I help transform entrepreneurs into high-performance business athletes. If that is you, if you are an entrepreneur who is looking to get in the best physical condition of his life, her life, best mental condition, just trying to make some more money, then this is the channel for you. And these habits are really centered on making you a decision-making athlete. For those that know, most of you guys know by now, my background is working with many of the best athletes in the world. And what we do is we bring those methods over to you. You can apply them so you can be at peak performance, be at optimal performance, and really set yourself up to make the right decisions, to have the most energy, to have the most focus, to dominate your industry in any room that you walk into. I just had Rich Davini on the Chasing Greatness podcast today. If you have not yet checked out Chasing Greatness podcast, check that out, where we talk to the world's best performers, where they share insider secrets and tactics. And one of the things Rich talked about was just, he spent 20 years leading Navy SEALs, was just the importance energy management had for SEALs, because when they would go on these missions, they would not know how long they would last, right? They would go sometimes for 2 hours, sometimes for 8 hours, sometimes for 2 or 3 days. So because of that, they needed to be really conscientious of how they manage their energy. So he cracked a joke about how if you look at like Navy SEAL movies, like before they go on a mission, it's all the SEALs coming together, like putting their fists together and saying, yeah, let's go, let's do this. He's like, it's not like that at all. Most guys calmly get on the helicopter and they usually go to sleep because they don't know how long the mission is. So if you study the Forbes list, what is the number one thing that those people on there have in common? They're different ages, they're different, all types of different industries. What's the number one thing that you think is the most common? Put that in the comment section below. What skill or attribute? I'll tell you what it is. They all have high energy. You want to optimize your energy as well for you to get to peak performance. And these 10 habits that I'm going to share with you today, I'll put the link to the PDF in the description below. You can directly apply instantly, and I'm telling you, it is going to provide some amazing, amazing, amazing benefits for your performance. Habit of the day, as I look at my phone, it's got my list on here. First hour of the day, no phone. Okay, so if you look at many of the world's best business people, executives, entrepreneurs, CEOs, they spend a lot of their early day before everyone else is awake. Many of them wake up early. Highly recommend that you wake up early when everyone else is asleep, to use that for thinking time, for strategy, for meditation. And the reason that it is really important in terms of your peak performance and maximizing your energy as an entrepreneur to keep the phone away from you from the first hour is multifold. One, just getting on this thing raises cortisol levels. And if you look at our circadian rhythm, our cortisol levels are highest in the morning anyway, so we don't need to bring them that much higher. Another reason is we want to be creative more than reactive. If you're an entrepreneur, your whole entity, your life is creating things, right? Creating your business, creating your marketing strategy, creating your HR strategy, creating your operational strategy. It's creating things. It's creating impact on the world. So you want to make sure that you are spending time every day creating rather than reacting to things around you. And what the neuroscience tells us is our brain performs at its best after sleep, before we are bombarded by inputs or before we see inputs. So habit number one to help you level up your game, increase your energy, increase your revenue, gets you shredded by this summer, is to spend the first hour of your day away from the phone. Now, what I like to do is I wake up, I drink water, I meditate. I meditate not just for the sake of meditating. I meditate to train my mind. Meditation is literally building mental reps in your mind to help you be able to handle the fires that are going to happen later in the day better. So I do that for 20 minutes, and then I journal for 20 minutes, and then I spend 20 minutes working on, this is just within the first hour. I really spend about an hour and a half, what we call deep work, what Cal Newport's kind of brought to the table over the last few years, this idea of deep work. Most important thing for the business, most important thing where it doesn't require any input. So I'm not looking at my phone. That's just me. You find what works for you, but the challenge to you is, can you spend the first hour of your day without this little crutch? Number 2, get morning sunlight. I don't know why Andrew Huberman hates morning sunlight so much, but I'm just kidding. You know, Huberman, if you are not that familiar with Andrew Huberman, he's amazing. And one of his big things that he has brought to the world over the last 5 years is the importance of getting morning sunlight. What that is going to do is that is going to optimize your energy levels. It's going to get you in line with what your body is supposed to be doing. So much of our life now is an evolutionary mismatch. So walking in the sun is what we did for tens of thousands of years, especially in the morning and the later in the day. So it gets you in line with that. And also it lines up your circadian rhythm, where there is a direct correlation between getting sunlight before 10 a.m. and then having a good, great night of sleep. So number 2 is to go out and get morning sunlight. I like to do this about 7:30. I'm in Miami, Florida, so the sun rises later here. And either I will do it and walk the amazing dog that is Hercules and just be in tune and present with what's going on. Or if it's a really busy day, then I will use that time to performance stack and get on the phone and start doing calls, or if I have a coaching call scheduled or something like that. But number 2 habit I challenge you to try is to get morning sunlight. Number 3 goes into what we were just talking about in terms of walking. Get at least 12,000 steps a day. Again, it is a straight evolutionary mismatch for how we spend our time, hunched over, tightening our hip flexors, weakening our lower back, weakening our neck, sitting at a computer all day. You want to move. This is going to get you energy. This is going to increase your levels of awareness. You're going to be seeing things more rather than looking at a screen all day. I'm telling you, you can move and get things done. This is one of the massive benefits of living in the internet world that we live in now. But Daniel Lieberman, who is a Harvard anthropologist, and he says that human beings, if you look at our history, males are designed to walk between 15 and 20,000 steps a day, women between 10 and 15. So we're not even, if you're a guy watching this, we're not even giving you the minimum recommendation. We're saying 12,000 steps. But get that in. You can do that through many movement breaks around the day. You can do it. You see, I'm in here inside working, but I'm stepping. I'm not the biggest fan of the treadmill desk, just in terms of how I like to spend my work. I have a hard time being able to do that. I mean, I could do this on something like a treadmill desk, but there's bikes you can get. There's all kinds of amazing things you can get to make sure that you are moving throughout the day. If you have joined us with our High Performance Leadership Project, we give out a free Oura Ring for everyone that signs up, and that's a simple way to track your steps. If you can see here, I got some work today. I did over 20,000 the past 3 days, so shout out to me. Today, it looks like I got somewhere to go. I'm about 7,000. But you can do sales calls while doing steps. You can run your meetings while doing steps. Steve Jobs was famous for doing walking meetings. There's been a lot of neuroscience that shows the benefit of walking while having meetings and being creative. And if you just look at the great creatives throughout history, much of their time was spent walking in thought. So that's number 3. You guys fired up? Are you guys gonna apply these? I'm telling you, if you are an entrepreneur, you're gonna apply these things. They're gonna increase your revenue. They're gonna increase your energy. They're gonna get your body right. You're just gonna be right where you want to be to level up and dominate your industry and dominate your life. Number 4, be ruthless with your focus. We live in a world of digital distraction, right? So it's so easy to go back and forth between doing this task and then doing this task. And as a leader, as an entrepreneur, your brain, your mental acuity is going to determine how much money you make. And focus is a huge part of that equation when it comes to your cognitive functioning. Again, as an entrepreneur, the level of your cognitive functioning is going to determine the decisions that you make, which is going to determine how much profit you are going to have. So you need to be really ruthless with your focus. There is the myth of multitasking. It's a myth. I'm a huge fan of Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, he's a guy who founded the term flow, which I absolutely love. But he's also just an incredible human being who has an incredible story. And also, he brought this idea to the table that if I'm doing this podcast, right, and I'm in the zone right now, I'm in flow, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling like I'm really connecting with you guys, like I'm really helping with you guys. If I step away for a second and check my phone to look at my texts, and there's some stuff in there, what Mihai Csikszentmihalyi says is that it's going to take between 15 and 20 minutes for me to get back into the level that I am now in terms of performance. And that is what I am here to help you with, is I want you to be at peak performance as much as possible, looking your best, feeling your best, performing your best. So number 4 is just being ruthless with your focus. Cal Newport, who is known for his great books, So Good They Cannot Ignore You, Deep Work, he talks about this idea of us having attention residue. So if I'm in flow in this conversation, this podcast, this video here, and then I go look in my text on my phone, and then I come back to this video, then there's going to be attention residue in my brain from what I saw on my phone in terms of that text message. And because of that, it's going to impact my level of concentration, my level of value that I'm giving you with this. So be ruthless with your focus. And I use that word ruthless intentionally. You need to be absolutely ruthless. Our brain only has a certain amount of energy every day. And the more energy that we use up, going back and forth between tasks, many of them not important, then the more energy is used, there's opportunity cost, right? Economics 101. That could be used to help us on the big decisions, the important decisions. So that's number 4. Number 5, we actually already talked about this with First Hour No Phone when I was sharing with you kind of my morning routine. Do deep work before reactive work. Again, this isn't some, highly innovative, never before seen topic here. If you look at the best CEOs, the best executives, the best entrepreneurs, the highest performing, what they do is they create before they react. Again, and the science behind that is after we sleep is when our brain is most primed to think at its best and be creative and be strategic. And that's before we get inputs from the world. So that's kind of goes synergistically with the first hour of No Phone. Do deep work before you do reactive work. Number 5, we're halfway through. You guys getting stuff out of this? I hope you are. If you have not yet subscribed to our channel, do that below. And again, stay to the end of this video because what we're going to do is we're going to provide you a 11th bonus. This one is so relevant to entrepreneurs and it's so uncommon. So if you do this, I promise you, you are going to get a competitive edge compared to your peers. Alternate between 50 to 90 minutes of intense work and recovery breaks of between 7 and 20 minutes. A lot of entrepreneurs that come into our coaching program, they've been hesitant in the past and they bring up questions to us of like, I want to focus on my job. I don't want to spend 2 hours doing a morning routine. I don't want to spend my day doing all these peak performance hacks. I want to work. And here's the amazing thing. This is why it works so well, is I want you guys to work too, right? But what I want you to do is I want you to work and perform at a really high level. And how you do that, according to science, is 50 to 90 minutes of intense work and then 7 to 20 minutes of taking a break. I like to do the 7 to 20 minutes. I challenge you to move. I like doing pull-ups in there. I like doing kettlebell swings. I like doing trap bars. I like doing walks with the dog. Now, a lot of those movements are like intense. If you're not like intense workout guy, then you can still do other things to recover. You can get water. You can high five a team member or a spouse or one of your kids if they're around. Or you could just get outside and just walk for a little bit. So 50 to 90 minutes of intense work followed by 7 to 20 minutes of recovery. Another big thing, I fall into this trap sometimes as well, get off my soapbox. But a big thing here for this to like really work is the 7 to 20 minutes cannot be spent looking at Instagram or looking at email or anything like that, because the brain is not recovering, okay? It's not lowering cortisol. That's keeping cortisol raised. So that's 7 to 20 minutes. Use that time to prepare and will recover and prepare, right? But don't look at it like, oh, now I got to take another 7-minute break. You just worked for 90 minutes, hour and a half. Like, give yourself 7 minutes and say, hey, okay, first quarter just got done of the workday. Now I'm about to go into quarter 2 and I'm going to attack it. And you're going to be able to attack it with much more energy and you'll be able to get more done. I promise you. This is something that a lot of entrepreneurs, they struggle with at first. But if you do this, then you will achieve a new level of performance that you thought was not achievable before. So I highly recommend that you check that out. Number 7, this is one of my favorites. Train hard. Okay? Train hard. And the reason I say that is I'm a big believer that the bigger the physical challenge, the bigger the professional challenge that we have, the bigger the physical challenge we need to have to match that. And here's why. Because we can control so much more of the physical challenge compared to our professional challenge, right? If you're starting a business, part of what we're doing here is to help you maximize the chances that business succeeds, that it reaches a really high level, that it becomes profitable, that it becomes very profitable. But there's so much with business and startups and just business overall that is uncontrollable. You can't control that. But you can control how much you challenge yourself. You can control how hard you train. You can control how to push your body and mind in a way that's going to set yourself up to be able to push yourself physically and mentally whenever is needed when it comes to that time for the business. Look, I'm a huge proponent of optimizing sleep, as you guys know. I'm a huge proponent of optimizing recovery. I'm a huge proponent of building scaffolding with our bodies and our energy levels. But at the same time, there's going to be some times you're going to have to work 16 hours a day. I know that. I'm not denying that. There's going to be some times you're going to have to work 18 hours a day. So training hard is setting yourself up physically and mentally to be able to handle and conquer all the uncertainty that happens with business. And you know the game if you're an entrepreneur. Everything is uncertain. It's uncertain. It's just uncertain of what's going to happen, uncertain how people are going to respond to my product, uncertain how investors are going to respond. So we got to, on one hand, embrace that uncertainty and get excited about it. And on the other hand, what are things we can do to help mitigate that uncertainty and help us be able to handle it well? And that is train hard. Highly recommend you check out the High Performance Leadership Project in our app. We have an amazing group of coaches in there that can help you get to your physical and mental best. So check that out. That's number 7. Number 8, drink your body weight in water every day. Here's the thing. 75% of our body is water. 20% of the energy that is used by us is used by the brain. If we'll look at this from like a athletic performance perspective, even if we get the slightest bit dehydrated, our speed drops by 5%. our strength drops by 3%. So that's physical. And our brain is taking more energy than anything. So think of how much that is impacting our cognitive functioning. And again, you're a decision-making athlete. That's how you are. So I highly recommend take the time. I'm 218 pounds right now, so I'm drink 218 ounces of water. I know that's more than what a lot of people recommend, but we've experimented with a lot of different things. And what we have found is people, the more water they drink, just the better they feel. And we're not talking about, go drink 1,000 ounces of water a day. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about drinking your body weight in ounces of water. I highly recommend spring water. I highly recommend dropping a couple of hydrogen tablets in there. And I highly recommend putting some electrolytes in there. Are you guys getting benefit out of this? If you are, leave a comment below. I'm telling you, these habits are going to transform your life. Number 9, celebrate small wins. This comes from BJ Fogg, who is a professor at Stanford University. And he is really big on behavioral design. A lot of the tech companies that get us addicted to this thing, IG, Facebook, a lot of their people that work there that work relentlessly to get us addicted to their app studied under BJ Fogg. So he's huge on behavior. He's a huge, good go-to source in terms of knowledge, in terms of habits. And he's huge on celebrating small wins. So I know as an entrepreneur, as a high performer, it can be hard. I know it can be hard for me sometimes to celebrate getting things done or just celebrate little things, celebrate getting the opportunity to chat with you guys, celebrate having a great podcast. I want to give myself a what's up after we do it. Celebrate me drinking water. But there's a reason this is so important. This is, again, I talked to Rich Davini today, who's an optimal performance expert, does a lot of work with Andrew Huberman, spent 20 years leading the Navy SEAL teams. And he talks about when we reduce our horizons, he calls it duration pathway outcome, DPO. D, I'm going to shoot a really good video for you guys. It's going to last about 30 minutes. Pathway, how am I going to do that? I want to get prepared. I want to bring my energy. I want to bring my juice. I want to concentrate. I want to focus. And then outcome, when it's done, that's when I celebrate and go like this. So the reason that's so important is by following that pathway DPO, I am staying present, I'm staying focused, and I'm also getting a dopamine release at the end of it. So as an entrepreneur, it's so easy to think about, how am I going to pay rent next month? How am I going to get to $1 million in revenue if I'm only at $120,000? How am I going to scale from 10 people to 100 people? That's not how we want to think. That's not how peak performers think. We want to bring it all the way back and shorten our horizon to the immediate task at hand. Then how are we going to do that task well? Then do it well, and then celebrate that we did it well. So this is a peak performance secret that most entrepreneurs do not know. So I highly recommend that you try this out. Okay, celebrate small wins, and then spend your day ruthlessly focused on the specific task at hand. Do that well, be prepared, and then give yourself a dap, a fist bump, or whatever to celebrate when that outcome, you're going to get a dopamine release, and that's going to get you more energy. So that's the secret 90% of entrepreneurs don't know. But I want to give that to you guys because I love y'all. Number 10, take a warm shower before bed. Again, a great day starts the night before, and we highly recommend that we have most of our clients try this out at least because of all the different experiments and different protocols that we have people do. What we have found is this one works for almost everybody in terms of improving sleep. Again, join our program, you get a free Oura Ring. We're testing your sleep. We have some of the world's best heart rate variability and sleep analysis experts that are looking at your data and helping you optimize daily. And what we found is you take a warm shower at night, and what that does is it is going to lower your body temperature. And if you look at our circadian rhythm again, having a lower body temperature at night is going to increase the quality of your sleep because you're putting hot water on your body. You get out of the shower, your body's like, okay, now I need to cool, right? Because I just got all this hot water on me. Cool you down. That's why we recommend if you do a cold plunge, do cold plunges earlier in the day because it's going to warm your body temperature. But get a great night of sleep. So I hope you found these 10 habits helpful. I'm telling you, you apply these, you are going to transform your life. You're going to transform your business. It's just transformative. And a couple of these ones here, very few people are doing. Very few entrepreneurs apply the 50 to 90 minutes on and the 7 to 20 minutes off. Very few entrepreneurs are applying the DPO pathway, the duration, the process to outcome. So we're giving you a competitive edge here. So I want to give you a bonus. The bonus is after you get out of the shower, I want you to write down your wins for today, and then I want you to schedule out your plan for tomorrow. We have something called a daily action peak performance planner. I highly recommend you check that out. I'll put that in the show notes below as well. Schedule out your day ahead of time. Know what you're going to wear. Know when you're going to train. Get as many of these easy decisions out of the way the night before. So then during the day, again, your focus can be on the big primetime decisions that are going to really move your business, your life forward. Okay. So we'll put a link below, daily peak performance attack plan. And I hope you guys found this helpful. If you are looking to transform into a high performance business athlete, we have a world-class team of coaches here to support you. Check that out. And I'm here to serve, man. So if you have any questions on what you can do to improve your body, improve your mindset, improve your business, reach out. Let's get better today.